after a brief absence, I suppose. It's been a few weeks since I made a video, and there's a few things going on that I think I should comment on. The new variant, the variant of Omicron. Apparently somebody says that Omicron is an anagram for moronic. Maybe. Yeah, the new variant, it's called BA2. BA2. So 2 bars. Ba. Ba. Sheep. I'll leave that with you. Think of it what you will. And the other one is the Oscars, or whatever it was, some award show for that beacon of light, Hollywood, sarcasm, where Chris Rock took a slap for insulting Will Smith's wife, apparently. A joke about her having short hair due to the condition called alopecia, which is brought on by stress, apparently. Soldiers get it, for obvious reasons. Anyway, so it's making the rounds, isn't it? Everyone's talking about it. It's in all the feeds everywhere. Now, you can debate whether or not it was fake or rehearsed, or was it real, or you can debate that until the cows come home. What's it all about? What's it revealing? Is there a spiritual significance, consciousness significance? Sure there is. Will Smith, he voted the best actor. The ego is an act. So he's voted the best actor, on the world stage, because the world is a stage. And that's in his professional life. In his personal life, he's got some problems. His wife used to be the girlfriend of Tupac Shakur. And then she shacked up with Will Smith. But in recent times, she's been wanting to help people. They took some bloke in, and in the end, she started having a relationship with him, sexual and all the rest of it. And she talked, I haven't watched it, but she talked about it apparently on some TV show, and she's got loads of attention. And because she's been having an entanglement, and with Will's blessing, right? Because he can't satisfy her. Wow. So despite all his wealth, all his financial clout, he still can't satisfy her. Oh, fuck me. Anyway, so then Chris Rock, interesting name, Chris, not dissimilar to Christ, and Rock, which is significant because that's the pineal gland. And he insults the whore that is the ego's wife, the best actor's wife. And then the best actor, the best ego, goes up and slaps Christ, the pineal, in the face. If that isn't symbolic of the Luciferian rebellion, I don't know what is. Right, first of all, Lucifer means light. And you can look at it from a low point of consciousness or a high point of consciousness. Now, if you associate the word Lucifer with the devil, then you've been programmed. So Lucifer is the light bringer. Lucis, it's light. And you need to see the light inside you. And when you do, you'll recognize that you're receiving information. So you are receiving from the messenger, the light bringer. Okay, and the Luciferian rebellion is rebelling against the God of this world. In other words, the fucking programming that you've been programmed with all your life. In the book of Genesis, the serpent goes into the garden. The serpent is the Kundalini. But in ancient Hebrew, the word isn't serpent, it was Nachash, which means the shining one. Oh, you mean like light? Yeah. Okay, so, but the Luciferian rebellion could be seen two ways. It could be, fuck you, the universe, or fuck you, the God of this world. So who is the God of this world? Well, look at it. Everyone's, well, I hope you're not, but the world is going nuts. Stupefied, stupid, mentally deficient, unable to think for themselves, washed along on a tsunami of bullshit and lies. And they all sing the familiar cry, "Bah! Bah!" Eat everything that's put in front of you. None of it's difficult. And this is why that book, the Bible, is so important. But remember, it's just a fucking book. The true story is inside you. And it unfolds over time, rather like a flower opening. But if you've read the book, as it happens inside you, you'll recognize that it's in tune with various stories in the book. And then you can relate to the book with your inner experience, and then you have a depth of wisdom. And there's a lot more to this as well. I don't know why some of you have such difficulty in reading a book. It's just a book. You don't have to understand it. That's the last thing you try to do. Don't try to understand that book. It's a spiritual book. Do not try to understand it with your lowly and little mind. Do not do that. It'll turn you into a religious twat. Just read the thing. I encourage people to read it and read it aloud if you can. Why? Because you are seeing it, you're speaking it, and you're hearing it. That means your subconscious mind is getting it 3 times. For those of you that are still eating meat and drinking alcohol, if you continue to do that, you will remain stupid. You will never get it. It won't be given to you. You're ruling yourself out. But it's about simple choices. One of the most pertinent instructions was seek first the kingdom of God, or the kingdom of heaven, which is consciousness. Seek it first, then all will be revealed to you, the individual, not groups. You'll find fuck all in a group. Everything you seek is inside you. So meditation. You might see flashes of light. That's it. You're receiving messages into your subconscious. And that whore will influence your mind. Yes, she's a whore. Until that energy rises and kisses her to wake her up, she's a whore. But don't be dismayed, because whores take everything in. That's what your subconscious does. She takes everything in. So when you're reading that book, it's all going in. Okay? But when Sleeping Beauty wakes up, she's not a whore anymore. She'll stop shit coming in. You know, things that might have offended you in the past. It doesn't offend you anymore. It becomes laughable. In fact, most of the time, it just doesn't even register. In other words, you have zero reaction to it. That's what it means to rule your kingdom. The two become one. They think with one mind, said the Apostle Paul. Don't listen to a thing he said. He's a fucking moron. What was it he said? There's a spiritual war in high places, referring to a war in heaven. Heaven is consciousness. There is no war in higher consciousness. None at all. That in the thing they called the Lord's Prayer, it refers to bringing heaven on, to bring heaven on earth, or peace on earth as it is in heaven. The peace is already there. There's no war there. The war's here. In high places in people's minds. When you tap into higher consciousness, there's no war anymore. Everything becomes very straightforward. You'll see something like the Will Smith and Chris Rock incident, and you won't even have to give it much thought. You'll just see what's going on, and you go, "Oh, I get that." It's symbolic. Symbolism. It's a language of its own. And you've got that stupid QAnon group. Symbolism will be their downfall. Don't fear this stuff. It's time to start interpreting it. Things like this. What is it they do? That. The triangle symbolizes the father, the electric energy. Okay? The two hands, the left and right hand, the hemispheres of the brain. And the eye is the pineal. And Illuminati. Illuminate, eye. You want to illuminate the eye. That's the entire point of all of this. Who the fuck wants to be blind in a time like this?